The Motley Patriot here. So I'm in Washington, D.C. with the one and only visually impaired guitar tech, right? Maybe, which means his ears are good. He knows how to tune it because his ears work good. Anyway, long story short, we're talking about music. Well, we were talking about Ted Nugent. Y'all probably know him. You know Ted Nugent. Oh, wang dang, sweet pudding tang. You know that thing. Anyway, so tell me that story.
Cat scratch fever.
Yep. So I saw my first concert as a kid, 1976, at the Capitol Center down the road with Nugent, Nazareth, and Foreigner.
That's when I was born.
Needless to say, my eyes were red at the end of that concert. I have no idea why, but he said, Ted, tell me the story about Ted.
So we went on the tour with Ted. I was a guitar tech. We got all kinds of hammered, and back in the day when we were kids, we did all kinds of party drugs, and we got coked out on tour. And so when we came home, Ted took us to the ranch, and he said, you can do anything on the ranch that you want to, but you can't do drugs. So what we did was we put egg crates up in his new studio in the building, and then we got to run the land, and he kept us there for 3 weeks until we got dried out, and then he sent us home. He's an awesome guy. If you ever get a chance to shake his hand, do that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ted because you know what? Ted likes to stand up and be counted.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cat scratch fever.
Yes,
baby.
sir. You know what they say about when you're over the target?
What's that?
The flak coming into your airplane gets heavy.
Right.
So he ain't afraid of flak. I'm sure you're not. Now, you talked about hiring a hero.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about that organization, your experience.
Hiring a Hero is a website, and you can look it up. It's hiringahero.com or .org. I'd have to check it out, but hire a hero, Google it, and you can find it. In this country, we treat our heroes like crap, and if you've got a place that you need somebody to be an employee, security, task-oriented, if you know anybody from the military, the way they operate, they make great employees. Sometimes you have to deal with some trauma from war and stuff like that, but I'm willing to sign me up for it because
that's the tax of freedom right there.
So be it. They paid for my freedom, willing to put their life on the line for me, and I'm willing to hire them. If I ever run for office, I will run on a platform that says if you ever see a combat theater, you don't pay taxes anymore, your taxes are paid for.
Agreed with that. Now, tell me about what you're doing here in Washington today.
So we're with the National Federation of the Blind, and we're here to support the community. In the blindness community, there's greater than a 75% unemployment rate. And what we do is we try to make life better for people. And we try to do this week. We're up here, we're talking about accessibility for websites, accessibility for people taking medications, accessibility for people that have a real difficult time turning the washing machine on because they don't have the tactiles and the braille and stuff to be able to do that kind of thing. So we're up here trying to change the world for people with the end goal being tears on boots. Because if you got tears on your boots, that means you've changed the world for somebody and you've done your job.
Oh, man. Now, my wife had talked to me about how ADA, as it was originally, back in, I guess it began in 1990, and then they updated it in 2008. And she talked about how it went from when they modified it to get kids in the classroom. Right. You didn't have to overqualify. You didn't have to read too much into it.
Right.
You wasn't fighting accommodations.
Right.
You were more about trying to give the accommodations
I'm
first.
that kid. I was the one that had to fight for my education because I couldn't read the chalkboard, I couldn't read the books, I couldn't do that stuff, and I'm a very auditory learner. But my mama fought for me to be able to get an education, and it took a long time because they didn't understand how I learned, and I'm not cookie cutter. And
you weren't a conventional learner.
Exactly.
So then they had no way to work around that other than just to just placate it.
But when I was 12, I could do 3-digit and 4-digit multiplication and division in my head faster than the teacher could do it on a calculator.
Nice. Did you ever embarrass your teacher?
Absolutely.
And the only dumb one in the room is the teacher.
I didn't get to play games. We had math games I got eliminated. I wasn't allowed to play.
Oh, that's good. So they don't let you in the casino then?
Loot casinos. They are my personal ATM machines.
Oh, that is
I'm
nice.
Sorry, but that's true.
That's nice.
If I need some money and I'm around the casino, I just sit down and get some money right quick and we'll go on. Because math rules the casino. And if you ever go to a casino, study, read some books, draw some spreadsheets. Don't go in there and throw your money away. It's not worth it.
That's nice. So, you know what? Support the blind, become rich. That's the motto.
Let's go.
All right. Thank you, brother.
My brother Paul.
Yeah,
See
my
y'all.
friend. Thanks, guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe, because if you don't, the cute little bunny gets it.